Hi and welcome to this month's newsletter. My heartfelt apologies for how late it is in the month. I did record 2 or 3 videos actually that I chose not to post in the newsletter, and then I thought I would give you an update. Reason being, I've been a busy girl. So first, a little personal update on what I've been doing. I've been continuing with the I Am project, and so every day I do these personal alignments, which is about working on ourself and our balance and being in balance with our emotional center, our mind, and our spiritual center in order to be totally in balance with ourselves and our authentic higher self, our authentic me, so to speak. So those I do every day at the same time in group, simultaneously. When for the guy that I'm following to do this, as I say, he's very much like me in the fact that it's teaching us the tools to do this ourselves. So we've still got to do the work. We're doing these alignments and going through it and asking ourselves these questions and journaling. It's bizarre. I can see that the delay in the thing on. I need to see the live. And I thought, what do I want to share with you that's insightful to help you this month? So that's me personally, what's going on. I've been doing training in order to, as I say, I follow with my soul speak, asking higher self, what is right? What should I be doing? What should I be sharing? And I was guided to create by certain people my own methodology and modality in how I can help people. So I'm also open and now taking readings, and we're going to do a little mini one actually for this month. I thought it'd be quite fun. I'll do one live here for the month, just a couple of cards, and so if you're into that, that's something you can book a session with me, and you don't have to be with me. I can do that online. I've got the packs are now available on Etsy that you can buy, which is great. I don't know whether they were available last month, or one of them is. The others aren't uploaded yet because the product shots aren't quite right. But if you would like the packs themselves, then you can DM me or reply to the email, and I will quite happily send them out. Obviously, you have to pay for them. Pussycat, she's chasing a fly, so if I suddenly go and jump up, that's why. She's a little madam. She is at this time of night, and it's rather late when I'm recording. It's why I'm speaking slightly low. So what do I want to impart to you? Well, September's challenge is listening. So if you're not on my page on my YouTube channel, on the Love Authentic Me page on Facebook, or on my Instagram is just at Trazer Jandow on Instagram handle. On both, I'm doing a theme of listening, #listening for September's challenge. And the reason being, I wanted to continue the observing and connecting. I feel this is really, really important. I can't stress this enough, to be more aware. So continuing with the judgment detox in our lives, but to be more aware of our thoughts, our feelings, our internal dialogue, what we're thinking. So when you're connecting to that creative self, and to listen to the sounds around you, listen to your own sounds, but also listening to other people. So maybe where you might feel slightly triggered and you want to jump to defend yourself, or you want to how do I express that, dialogue with someone, or maybe you're being triggered and you want to argue with that person, don't shut off from your emotions. First tip to remember. We're halfway through September now when I'm recording this. The other one was the beginning, and I had lots of things at the beginning where they kind of been and gone. The new moon, it was a super new moon, so that's been in the last few days. We're still in that feeling. I have recorded on Friday on IGTV. I've got a little mini retreat. It's only 20 minutes, so I say retreat. It's not the deep, long guided meditations like I do. There's a little mini meditation, some little new moon rituals and tips that you might like to take some self-care and little me time for you. If you've got 20 minutes, if you, like me, haven't got a bath, then you can grab a bowl of hot water, give your feet a little soak, and go and do that along with me, and I'll explain in the video. But so that's one thing, to do little things like that when you can. And I go into more in detail of how you can do that when you're busy. So that's one. Two, the listening. I really highly recommend you follow the challenge. You don't have to be watching me. I'm not doing videos on it. It's something that I've asked the people on that I'd said I'd go on randomly and do a few little listening meditations throughout the month, but it's to set a timer to do this 2 or 3 times a day, to have 30 seconds. So that's a couple of minutes basically. If you haven't got a couple of minutes, then you seriously need to take time to meditate. And so that was the other thing. And then 3, starting on Monday the 21st of September, leading up to the equinox, I myself, little rituals that I do around that time to cleanse and detox, especially with the super new moon and the new moon intention settings. I've got a workshop going on. The recording for that, I'm recording it for my Patreon members, is available to purchase as well. I was going to put it up on LinkedIn. So I think if you've downloaded this month's calendar, it says that the replay is available for a limited amount of time. I'm going to extend that. So if you want that, then just get in contact and I will send that. That's available for £20. And that will include some meditation, the alignment, and we go over a few details of what's happening if that's something that resonates with you. Also, quite exciting, the Patreon side. So if any of you, friends or family, want to support me with my artwork and creating the videos and the meditations, this is my way of being able to thank you as well. I'm creating content, extra little discounts and availabilities and things in the members site on Patreon. So all of the Wellness Wednesday season 2, they go in there first, so you get first view on them. The extended episode of Glenys's wonderful video, I highly recommend. Her authentic story is so heartwarming to hear about her life and what she does with the charity she runs. The extended hour-long version is in there, and you can listen to it like a podcast, as well as my workshops and retreats that I do. If you are the VIP option, you get access to all of them. Otherwise, they're on like a rolling. The current ones you have access, depending on which thing you pick, and it's got different what they call it, plans, payment plans, monthly payment plans or yearly. So that's a way that you can help me to continue to create all of this stuff that I do for free, or have been doing for free now, other than the workshops. So those are all of the housekeeping tips. And as I said, the tips on listening. Oh, the 30, I said about that, didn't I? The 30-day meditation challenge. We will be tackling mindset, meditation, and manifesting, the 3 M's, and how you can achieve what have I put here. I've got find peace and clarity through guided meditations and creative visualization. So if that's something interests you, they're going to be short meditations. They will be in a video just like this one. Ooh, there's a pussycat. In a video just like this one, and you will be able to listen to them at your leisure, though they will be recorded live each morning at the same time. The link will then be sent to the people that register. The first 2 days will be on IGTV at 9:30 on Monday, the 21st of September. So that's, you can watch the first 2 days on there, and I'll share that to Facebook if you don't use Instagram, but the rest of the videos will be on my YouTube channel privately, if for those that are registered. So that's secondly, and you guys, I think I'll probably send through the link anyway, so you'll be able to take part. Luna's looking at me. Your tongue out. Bless her. So, as I said, with reading, so I have a couple of little notes that I put down that I wanted to share with you. I've got it. Needs to be. Ooh, can never read my writing. I normally just go with the flow of what feels right. Some of the questions and some of the things that I would highly recommend doing, and you might be thinking, why do that? Because increasingly, regardless of your beliefs, whether what I say resonates with you or not, I think people are needing to look within to feel more connected. And that's why helping people with my art and connecting to my creative self is more important to me. It become apparent that that's what I want to do. I think below I'll hopefully be able to share with you some of the images and the artworks which I've created from my meditations and my alignments. Quite inspiring when I do them, what's coming to me, and how that's flowing. So that's one of the reasons I personally do it. But why should you be bothered to meditate? Most people say to me, I haven't got time, Tracer. Why would I want to meditate? Luna. And one would be to help with finding peace in the times that we, now we got another one. With peace for me is followed by my fluffy friends down here. In this current time of uncertainty, one of the only things that you can do is to create that calm, that anchor within yourself, even if it's for a few minutes a day. I'm not asking you to spend 20 minutes listening to my Meditation Monday guided meditations if that's not something that you resonate with or you have the time to do. But what I am asking you is to learn to have a practice, to have a few moments a day for you, for self-care. And that might mean self-care doesn't have to be the meditation, the breathing. It can be more mindfulness. But taking time for you is so important right now. And that might be, as I was about to say, that if you're angry, that you allow yourself to feel that anger. If you're upset, that you allow yourself to feel those emotions. One of the things that's apparent to me with all the what we call ascension symptoms you might have heard people talk about, with everything that's these alignments, why I help other people, including myself, and why I'm doing them, is to align with our spiritual side and the mind. We're a balance of each. And it's wonderful to see how science is not catching up, but all of the revelations and the similarities in both, and this being in the middle, this sense of duality. And for me, one of the things I've been talking about, or going to be giving a talk in it, and actually I think this time it's an open forum, a group, a wellbeing group, on unity consciousness. So that may seem a little bit deep for some of you. It's a bit deep for some of you. However, no, it's there. All right, it's okay. Luna, calm down, please. He was sitting there first. Don't start fighting. And you've seen a moth now, have we? Let's see her. So, if things start falling off over in a minute, this will be an interesting newsletter, because I'm actually not going to record again like I was. I just wanted to give my heartfelt apology as to while it was meant to go out on the 8th, your newsletter, and it's late. And that's because I have been doing what I'm suggesting you do, and it goes against the grain of society in some ways. Lots of people talk about accountability, and I myself find this is very important. I have an accountability partner, and I feel that it's important, if you say you're going to do something, to be authentic, but also what that means to be in my own sovereignty is, and governing myself, is if I need sleep, if I'm tired, is to take that time for me. If I need to take that time, that self-care, that might mean that you're meant to do something. And I know this is quite controversial, but I think this will be increasingly important if you want to have a more flowing life, shall we say. If any of you caught my IGTV video that I did on waves, and that was talking about the waves as in our cosmos, and the waves of energy and frequency and time and space, and how that related to the meditation, that highs and lows. I myself am always talking about the high vibe and being all positive, but this new energy is not about being positive all the time. It's about how our body anchors the spirit in the physical. Being grateful for that. But when the times of sadness, of grief, whatever you are dealing with in your now moment come up, to be able to find your anchor and come back, because actually the contrasting moments in our life give us the desires. We are meant to be like this, but instead of maybe being like this and being down for a while, up for a down, and being like that, oh, okay, maybe you want it like this, the higher frequency. You have the ups and downs, the peaks and troughs, they say, but it's more about resonance and dissonance. And those around you, this comes back to my listening and listening to those around you. And I think this come up with two of the energy people that I follow, and three. In fact, Elizabeth's been talking about this for a while, with how we be more authentic with ourselves and being honest with our emotions. What have I put here? Ground. If you need to ground more. That's what I meant by the self-care. So what grounding is for you, that's why I was saying about the salt, Epsom salt foot bath or baths, getting out in nature. They're all really obvious things, but you may not be doing them. You may think, I've got no time to do that. You need to make the time, because it's really important right now in our world with what's going on. Things, I'm not going to say they're going to get worse, but it will be more apparent that people are struggling. Maybe they will be more likely and more prone to being triggered, and therefore you may be more prone to being triggered. Cosmically, what we've got going on, Virgo as well, if you're into the astrology, as I have gotten into in a deeper level, and I don't mean your sun signs that reading in the paper, I mean the aspects of energy and what they're meant to mean. Virgo is about the details, and we've got some big planetary bodies going on, and then the equinox, which comes up on the Thursday the 23rd, yeah, oh no, 22nd, so it's not Thursday at all, it's Tuesday the 22nd. Let's make sure that, yeah, 22nd. But on the equinox, I can see I'm already ready for it, so I've done my work ready. It's a time where the magnetic poles, like you've got the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, shift, and it's that point of shift. It's the balance between masculine and feminine. It's a really good time for a reset, the planet's resetting. It's a good time for us to resetting, which is why I was doing lots of vision board workshops this week. And anyone that's wanting to transform themselves and to grow and be more connected, it's a good time for them to do that, and bearing that in mind. So I will, as an added thing for here, I was going to show you, because I realise there's lots of people on my page as well that are my artworks, but I think they're in the car. So next month I will show you some of the artwork, so you get a little preview as well. So I'm calling in my higher self. I give thanks when I do this, and I become heart coherent, as we say. That's balancing in my field. So actually this might be good for you to do. This is a little thing that you can do, a little exercise if you close your eyes with me. Just breathe. Do the 30 seconds with me. Breathing in, breathing out. In and out. Just breathe simply. What is relevant right now for those who will resonate with this in my newsletter? What would help to know right now for the good of all? Three of Pentacles. I'm going to do 3 cards. They're upside down. The Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Pentacles. And I'm going to read you what it says and then I'll give you my take on it. So, the 3 of Pentacles. And the first card is normally represents the inquirer, but as there is no inquirer, it's for you. Influences. It shows influences at work right now. It's a tarot. These are new ones. I will do my normal cards as well. I thought I would do these quickly first. The sculpture is hard at work in a church building. This is the card of Master Craftsman. Unlike Pentacles of the Apprentice, this card indicates the pinnacle of one's profession. People look up to you and admire your good example. Sloppy work or inattention to detail, you can do better. I don't know if that's for me with my video, but here we go. The Wheel of Fortune. So my take on that card is sculpting at hard at work church being. Let's see what source says. The creator energy. We are the creator. Craftsman, we're crafting our life right now. So you have the power of your thoughts and your minds, obviously. Source say. Your own view will tainter what's going on in your life. So your perspective on the situation right now will affect how you deal with it, will affect how your life actually unfolds, would be what I'd say. The Wheel of Fortune. So that's silver. That's at the front. I like the pictures on here. They're slightly different. These are proper tarot. I don't normally use tarot. I use my cards I've been using for many years are very different. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, this card can indicate a turn for the better, or receiving one's just rewards for the past deeds. Fortune, power, movement and change are all here. Well, to me that represents the change of what we said about how the seasons are shifting. I always liken it to in the Chocolat when she talks about the winds of change. Whenever I feel change about to happen in my life and the shifts of the seasons, the wind picks up, you can just like feel it happening. The fickle fate, a turn for the worse. Blind optimism can lead to failure. So having the balance, I guess. 8 of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles again. This time the 8. Ooh, back here. It's funny, he's a craftsman too. A young craftsman, his tools around him, carefully examining his hard handiwork. You're a quick study. Advance your craft with conscious effort. Success can be achieved through old-fashioned hard work. And the opposite would be lack of ambition, excessive materialism, and failure. I think, to me, as this is for all of us, this is kind of globally, really. As much as that would mean if it was for an individual, it'd be slightly different. Crafting, manifesting, change, the time, the change in the world, how materialism has been affected. It's our time to learn to live differently, to step up. These are my ones that I should have showed you pictures, shouldn't I? It's that, ooh, don't know if you can see, that's the first one. Okay, so these are the ones I'm used to using that I don't often for the last 20 years. Dog-eared, I'm afraid. These are lovely little ones, new, but they're more traditional, and I'm not very traditional, am I? Has to be. Friendly bear, bold and protective. Love, loved one. The moon and creativity. Things flowering. News. A wish regarding leisure or a trip. Past or someone older, which is destined. A happy event. This also means, this is like towards the end of September. Friendly bear, bold and protective, moves things on with children. So how that relates to you guys, I don't know whether this is more for me, because they're mine. I wasn't really thinking of you guys then. Moon softens and things, again, movement, an invitation to a wedding or a function. The flowers, wherever the flowers are being looked after, invite, and the stalks. The stalk is traditionally in Eastern European countries, the stalks would sit on the roofs, and it's considered auspicious. And a wish is in hand. Love, flowering, a wish that's destined, creativity. The moon has a softening, motherly, nurturing effect and softens what's going on, and moves things on. There's a movement in vibe here, and happy event, possibly child for someone, I'd say. Let me see if I can tune into any of you that are viewing. Is there anything that I need to share? Only that all is well. Love source. All is well, even if things don't seem that way. Allow them to be well. Everyone's going through different feelings and thoughts, and we need to be kind to each other. So yes, we need to be kind to ourselves, but we need to be kind to each other, be more compassionate than ever before. And please, if someone's you off because they're taking too long in the supermarket, or if someone's cutting you up in the car, just let it go. Let things go. If you feel yourself and that bubbling up of tension, that bubbling up of anger or emotion, you just don't know where it's coming from. There's so much energy and of emotion floating around our planet right now. It's all like Laura Ladd was talking and equated to a big melting pot at the moment. And there's all these people like myself that are resonating and like wanting to shift our consciousness and have a better world. And we need to wait for everyone to catch up, and just understanding that regardless of your thoughts or beliefs and my thoughts or beliefs, the one thing I think we can all agree on is that we need to respect each other, even if we don't agree with those beliefs. We don't have to, but we do need to be aware, to work as a planet, to move forward as a planet, that we have to work together and be accepting, be inclusive, be able to, for example, maybe if not be friends, but be civil to the people that we may hate, and also at the same time be honest with our feelings and thoughts. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I think I've got another one here. Feelings and thoughts and beliefs that we have around. Whoa, Luna. There, can you play with Mummy? Whoa, don't. No. They're arguing over laying with me. So when I go off to bed, these two are staying here, and here get Mummy. With Gizzy, who's on the bed, all four of them. So these need cleansing. If my trainer thought, please forgive me this month for my tardiness and for not being prompt with your newsletter, for however you have met me. I still send my love and my best wishes to whoever you are and what's going on in your life right now. If anyone is wanting canvases done for Christmas, I am taking orders. To be painting more was something that I wanted to do, and I promised myself I would do more of. And obviously now would be the time to be doing that in the lead up to Christmas. I want to honour my friends and my family, and I don't want to be taking on more than I can handle. I want to be able to instill that energy in your artwork. So if that's something you'd like, let me know, because obviously there needs to be a lead time depending on where you are for postage. But if you've got a picture of someone that you want done, if you have anything that you see on my Teresa Jande Artist and Designer page is obviously available. I can do prints or print it onto canvas or mount it onto canvas. But so there's that. The meditation 30-day free challenge starts on Monday the 21st of September. Please join me. Even if you don't join for all of them, start the challenge. You can work your way through once you've got the links to the video, but you need to be registered to have the links. The idea is to have the me time for you and me, to make sure it gives me accountability to make sure I do it, because I need it too, with the sleeps. And you might say, but Tracy, you're doing these hour alignments every night. Yes, I am, with the I Am project. However, that's more about doing the inner work, the releasing, asking myself what my fears are, aligning with those fears and letting and releasing what my attachments are, where my family and my origins, and aligning with all of those things. We've been working, as I say, with Virgo with the analytical this month, and I've still got some of the question prompts here to do, and we're working my way through and creating my own process of how I can help others deal with what I've been dealing with for themselves, for them to do it themselves. What's that one? So I've got a question. I was just trying to think, what are the emotions I mainly portray in my life, and who am I? Oh, this was about, yeah, I manipulate in my life, and why am I extending the manipulation? So that was regarding manipulation. My throat is going now. To share, maybe some of you could answer some of these questions and delve deep. Acknowledge how we express. What emotion do we close off? What do you... I've got some biggies and some extras because I've done a lot of work myself prior to this, but what's the pulse of you? What's the ocean around you? What am I pulsing? And by pulsing, I mean vibrating. So what are you resonating with rather than resonating, or dissonance? Resonant is what we... I won't go into that and bore you guys. I've kept you long enough. And I thank you for anyone that has viewed and watched and is watching my monthly catch-ups, vlogs. I'm trying to do this in one hit as well for you to watch at your time, in your own time. I think that's it. I am very tired, and I am going to just send this. I'm sorry, after it's saying to me it's not very professional, but I wanted you guys to have a heads up on what's happening and to be aware. So whatever's going to happen in the next few days with the shifts, just remember, close the eyes, breathe. Always feels better, even if you just do that. But I'll go into more detail for those of you that are registered if you want to with the meditation. Take care. And these two snuggle bunnies, I need to go and get some rest. Well needed rest.